Hey guys, this is Matt Jannings
Daniel Waiters.
and we are Competitive Employment at the Skills Center, bringing you live Job Club. So we just wanted to spend some time in this first video talking about this social group that is Job Club that teaches job readiness skills to individuals who are looking for either their first job or looking to upskill, get a new job, or maybe re-enter the workforce. So this will be a weekly platform by which Daniel and I share some information and drop some knowledge on the do's and don'ts of job seeking and the various topics that support us in getting a job. So, Daniel, I know we've got one rule of Job Club participants. What is our one and only rule?
Well, it's very similar to the rules of Fight Club. It's instead of never talk about Fight Club, it's always talk about Job Club. That is the number one rule. That is what we always have to follow. Is always talk about Job Club.
That's right. So when you're about to go to bed, you need to be texting your friends about Job Club. When you wake up in the morning and you're eating your breakfast, we would appreciate you tweeting, Facebooking, go living about Job Club. Joking aside, first rule of Job Club is to always talk about Job Club. Spread the message, share the knowledge. So, Daniel, what is Job Club? Why don't you share with our audience what Job Club means?
Well, Job Club is just a group of job seekers. I mean, it's really just people that are looking for jobs, looking for ways to improve themselves, improve their skills. And really, we get together on a weekly basis and talk about ways to do that.
Sweet. So is this a scenario where it's like an individual seminar, or is it a scenario where this is like a group type of, event? Like, do we just talk to people and they just listen? Like, how does this go down?
We just hang out, talk. Sometimes people just listen to us. It really just depends on what we got going on that week.
So it's a team approach.
Very much so.
Good. Yeah. So as mentioned, we're here to offer skills development, professional tips, and just a lot of information that go into successfully securing a job. You as the participant sitting at home watching, you're motivated, you're ready to get a job. What's your role? One, we want you to be an active participant. As we mentioned, this is a team approach, so we want you to participate. We want others to learn from your experiences. If you do have work history, we're all here to learn from one another. As I mentioned, we want to hear about your personal experiences. I know Daniel and we probably have 1,000,001 stories. We should write a book. We should write a book about helping people get jobs, our own experiences in our professional life. So we want to hear from you. Also, we don't like naysayers. We don't like half glass empty. We like positivity, optimism. Can we make a rule that we don't say the word can't?
Yeah,
that word sucks. All right, cool. So a couple things that Job Club isn't. What is Job Club not, Daniel?
Well, it's not a graded class. It's not a training. It's not a job fair. It's not a place where people are going to tell you no. But it is an opportunity, a resource, a community, and a place where people can grow.
That's awesome. Well, I like to grow, so let's do this.
Yeah, Job Club is all about growth.
Sweet. So when you think, hey, I'm going to log on to this session weekly, I'm going to, listen to Matt and Daniel. Why am I going to do that? Well, one, we're going to explore, as I mentioned, a ton of different skills that go into being a successful job seeker. So things like resume building, interview techniques, the all-important soft skills, kind of the unwritten rules and nuances of the workplace. Also, we will explore different types of careers. We'll bring in videos, hear from professionals that are working in various roles that our participants may be interested in. We also, too, want our members and participants to understand the value that they would offer a potential employer. Sometimes it's really hard to put words to that and figure out, how do I explain what I've done in the past? How can I demonstrate my value? We can help you figure out how to articulate, how to put words behind that. And then too, we're going to have a nice diverse set of guest speakers that represent different industries and insight into questions that we might have about different types of work environments, different types of job roles and level of responsibility, etc. So I think the big thing, now that our friends have figured out what can this do for them, Daniel, what should they expect from us?
Well, I mean, if we're expecting a glass half full kind of a personality or perspective from people, then that's what you should be expecting from us. We're going to always listen to your goals. We're going to follow through on what we make commitments to. So if you have questions to us, we're going to answer them. And if we can't answer them, we're going to research that to figure out what we can do.
Yep.
And we're going to get that done for you. Always, absolutely always, you're going to get nothing but respect from us. We're not going to be disrespectful in any way. We're not going to joke around and poke fun.
Maybe a little fun.
Well, I mean, that's just fun.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're going to have some fun. I mean, that's the number one thing that you should expect from us. But we're also going to be growing. You should expect a growth mindset from us, that we're never going to tell you no. We're going to be bringing some experience to the table. We're going to bring some skills development to the table. We're going to have tips and advice. And I mean, kind of what we're expecting from you also is that regular attendance in Job Club. So we're going to be there for you as well. We're going to regularly be here with these live videos.
They have to show up.
And we'll be here as well.
We'll show up. Yeah, we'll share a lot. I would say between Dan and I, we've helped hundreds of people find jobs. So, a lot of good information week in and week out. Here's what we expect of you, right? Again, can-do, positive attitude. We want you to be an active participant. Share your stories, share your experiences. As Daniel mentioned, first rule, tell your friends, right? Like, always talk about Job Club. Be respectful of others' participants' experiences and stories that they share. We also are going to challenge you to set goals, right? Like, this isn't just an informational series. We want to see growth in those who participate. We really hope that a group member isn't with us long, because that means that they're out working. They got a job. They can't log in. They can't join us week in and week out. One should ask questions, right? We don't assume that this is basic knowledge. So we need to calibrate and make sure that we're seeking understanding. As Daniel mentioned, you got to be here. We'll show up. You show up. And we're here to grow. I think that's the name of the game. Real quick, Daniel, let's demonstrate an activity that someone could expect as a activity that they would participate in their participation with Job Club. So let's do a networking activity. Okay. Here's what I'd like to do, Daniel. I have a question for you, and it's going to help me get to know you a little bit better. Let's say that credentials and experience, geography aside, like your ideal dream job, what does that look like for you?
Ideal dream job. I'd say, honestly, probably a school counselor.
Why? What is it about being a school counselor?
I had a really important school counselor back in my past, and they shaped me to be who I am today. And I think that would be a really cool goal, a really cool accomplishment for me, to be able to shape a young kid's future.
That's awesome.
Same way.
That's awesome. So the cool thing is that I think you've really aligned yourself well with what you're doing now, and how you help people, many of which are still in kind of that youth, young adult segment. And I love that you've positioned yourself to express some of those passions in your role right now. Right. But like you've also shared, like, this isn't your end game. Right. And you continue to aim for, different goals professionally, right? So, I'll be sad when that day comes, but hopefully we're ways ways away from that.
Yeah, we are. Gotta get into school first.
Cool. Well, here's what I like about that, because I find some alignment. Obviously we work together and we know each other, but hearing that you would like to transform your passion from injecting positivity and success behind people's career goals to maybe help them with at a youth level, maybe with academic challenges, social challenges, etc. I think for me, I'm in part expressing what I'm passionate about and want to do, but I would love to, kind of help people at more of a youth segment as well. Maybe do things like this, like set up workshops, help students understand the nuts and bolts of what can help them be successful beyond high school. Maybe that doesn't involve going into college or post-secondary education. So I think we just learned something a little bit about each other.
Absolutely.
I think what we just did, like that example of networking, right? Just having a conversation, asking questions, trying to find points of alignment, and then building a relationship off of that. So that would be an example of something that we would do as an activity to learn and to practice our networking and relationship building skills. It was kind of fun.
It was.
Sweet. Well, guys, we wanted you to understand what Job Club is. We're here. We'll be here weekly, dropping topics that are going to help us get closer to our job goals. So we'll catch you next week. Same time, same pretty faces, right?
Yeah.
Cool. See you guys then. Dude, that was kind of fun.